Anytime I talk about the Google Pixel Fold or now the Pixel 9 Pro Fold and talk about how much I enjoy these devices, how they tend to be my foldable of choice, I always get a certain kind of comment from people who tend to prefer the Z Fold line of devices or the OnePlus Open. They say that these devices have more power user options. They give you more when it comes to things like split screen multitasking. I see this complaint all the time. And while I personally am generally okay with just two apps side by side, some of you want to have more than that. You want to have that third app. I was a big fan of what OnePlus did with their open canvas solution. It works absolutely beautifully. And today, in this video, we are actually talking about a report from Android Authority that claims Android 16 might be straight up copying OnePlus Open's Open Canvas for split screening. Now, like you would probably expect, this report does come from Mishal Rahman, who dug into the most recent Android 16 developer preview. And by doing this, they were able to uncover this potential future feature. And not only that, they were able to at least partially enable this feature. So they posted this video in association with the article. And what you'll see here is that they've got Android Authority opened up. They pull up their little taskbar. I'm assuming this is on a Pixel tablet. And then they go and they open up a second application. And you can see that whenever that second application is being drug into place, you get this little highlighted area that shows you, hey, this is where that app is going to go. So that's normal. That's the normal view, two apps side by side. But then they go and they grab a third app. And when they drag it up, they show a new section being highlighted, the old section, and then look over here. This third app being sort of scrunched up to the side. The idea would be if you let go of this, you get the calculator here, you get Android Authority, the web browser over here, and then that other application, what actually was it? I guess it was the file browsing application. It would be sort of scrunched up over here on the side, just like it works with Open Canvas. Well, at least kind of. Looking at my OnePlus Open now, my assumption would be that that third application that is sort of scrunched up on the side would just be operating like this, where it's just off the screen. If I tap it, everything slides over, and now the far left app is going off the screen. You can see how you can quickly jump back and forth between these applications. This looks to me to be very, very similar to that. Now you can see you can move it around. So do you want it to be on the far right? Okay, it shifts over there. He brings it back over into the middle, into the far left, and everything's just sort of changing that size and shape. Now, unfortunately, he's not able to get it to fully function in that if he drops the app, nothing actually happens. It still just opens in split screen, one app next to the other. So all we're working with to make these assumptions right now is basically that little preview. So for those who maybe are unfamiliar, devices like Pixels and other devices that run some version of Android that maybe sticks closer to AOSP only can have two applications open side by side. That is what you are going to get. Now, you can open up like a picture-in-picture window of YouTube or something like that, but by and large, that is it. So if this actually is indicative of something new coming to Android, the ability to open up that third application, I think that this could be very, very cool. And moreover than that, looking at the images I put in my write-up on this, I think that this is the right approach. I have long said that Samsung's approach here, visible on the left, just doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Because yes, there are three applications, but two of them are in teeny tiny little squares that for me are effectively useless. They may as well not be there. What OnePlus is doing, allowing that third app to go off the screen, just makes more sense. Now, I want to be clear. There's no indication that we're going to get quite exactly what OnePlus is doing. So going back to my OnePlus Open, you can go to one of these apps and you can actually expand them. And now you have pretty much a full screen application down here at the bottom. And if I tap up at the top, I have a fairly standard split screening situation. I can also expand this app, and I can expand this app, and now you have 3 full screen apps all zipping around. I don't think that we're going to be getting anything quite like that. I think it's going to be much more like the basic form of this, but I would say that I will take that basic form over it. One, over what they have currently, which is only 2 apps ever, and 2, over what Samsung is doing, wherein those second and third apps are both existing in these tiny, useless little squares. There are a couple of more things here that I think are worth at least keeping in mind. So the first thing is, this is something that was buried, had to be uncovered out of the Android 16 developer preview. Now that means to me that this is not a confirmed feature. This may never see the light of day. It may never actually be released. It may just be something they are experimenting with. The other thing is that we know just a handful of months ago, they posted this blog post where they have effectively reworked, couldn't find the post there for a second, their own sort of windowing on Android tablets. Should be this GIF animation right here where they show on the Pixel tablet dragging a window down, and it switches to this desktop mode where all your windows are opening up in this windowed form. It's entirely possible that they're going to deliver this sort of desktop mode on the Pixel tablet, and then maybe this other new thing is going to be something that you use on smaller devices like the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. I'd love to have the option to do either or, but it could be something like that. You know, you could have 2 different options for 2 different sized devices. Or who knows, maybe larger tablets get both. Smaller tablets like the Fold, maybe they only get this new thing that's being shown. There's so many different possible ways that this could go that right now it's all just pure speculation. But I do think it is very interesting. And if it does see the light of day, that would probably have been a pretty doggone good decision. I want to say, lastly, do go click the link in the description to the source of this, Android Authority, because you're going to want to see their write-up on it where they're sort of explaining things as well. And also just go give them a click. Go look at some ads on their website and help them pay the bills. At any rate, guys, I do think that this is one that is worth potentially getting excited for. It definitely ticks a lot of the boxes that some of you have been very anxiously hoping and anticipating would be ticked at some point for Pixel devices. Look, guys, if we're going to be looking at these expensive $1,800 foldable phones, it's not good enough to just have really polished, really, efficient software for them. We do need to actually fully take advantage of the capabilities, and running 3 apps at the same time on this device is something that we should have already had. So hopefully this is a feature that comes to fruition and is released with Android 16. Hopefully we're not just sort of wasting our time getting excited about a feature that's never coming. But let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. Do you like the direction they are potentially going? Would you have preferred to see them do what Samsung did all those many years ago? Let me know in those comments, guys. Subscribe for more content like this, and until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.